Good morning and welcome to NATEFLIX, your home for movies on the radio. I'm your host, Nate Hensley, the one-man Rotten Tomatoes, always certified 100% fresh. You can read my movie reviews every week at GoVideoGainesville.com. And I have, as always, joining me,
Patrick Daniel, aspiring filmmaker in Gainesville, Florida, and co-owner of the video store Go Video.
And also joining today, my name's Griffin. I'm a 7-year veteran of Hollywood Video and a big fan of Go Video.
All right, welcome, Griff. Well, let's start out with discussing the new releases for DVD and Blu-ray this week. Probably the biggest movie coming out as far as box office results would have to be The Hangover 2. One of the most financially successful comedies ever. Tore up the box office. It set incredible records. I've heard a lot of mixed results on if it's good or not, but you'll be able to judge for yourself on DVD and Blu-ray this Tuesday.
Well, I think what the problem with The Hangover 2 is not that it's not as good as the first one. It's just that what was so great about the first one was the element of surprise. Sometimes, you know, it kind of snuck up on you and led you to believe something was going to happen in the first one, like with the car, you know, in all these type of disaster movies. It always seems like when they pull the car out of the impound lot, it would be all messed up. But no, it was shiny and good, only for them to destroy it later. But it always seemed like they were one step ahead of us in The Hangover Part 1. And that just did not happen. It was after we saw The Hangover 1, The Hangover 2 is just predictable in every way, and when you take away that surprise, the whole concept of the movie becomes unentertaining.
Instead of giving the boys a new adventure, it seems that they just wanted to repeat the exact same adventure, which don't really see the point of that.
And that's one of the problems you run into a lot of times with sequels is it's the same story over. It's the same people, maybe add a character, lose a character here or there, but just because you put it in Thailand doesn't make it a new movie. It makes it the same movie, just rehashing it in a different area.
Yeah. It kind of makes you wonder what's going to happen with Hangover 3. You know, he says it's going to be a completely new concept, but, you know, how many different places can you take it and just try to do the same thing?
Amsterdam. That's the only place that they can take it, honestly.
Yeah.
What other place would rival? Also coming out Tuesday is The Help. The Help is one of the biggest sleeper hits of the year. It was sort of a small movie. It's a period drama in the civil rights era of the 60s. And it really caught fire, tremendous word of mouth, great reviews. And it's really turned into one of the most popular movies of the year.
Make sure to check it out at your local Go Video store. Check us out online at GoVideoGainesville.com. One of the biggest box office bombs of the year was Cowboys and Aliens, starring Daniel Craig, who plays James Bond, and Harrison Ford, who you know is Indiana Jones.
And Han Solo.
That's right. And it's interesting that this movie would do so badly, not only money-wise, but critics really bashed this one because it seems to have the right formula for success. Steven Spielberg, right after he did Indy 4, he brought Harrison Ford into this picture, which was adapted from a popular graphic novel, which has done well for movies like The Watchmen and 300. The screenwriters were people who penned Iron Man and Transformers, very good box office movies. And the director's Jon Favreau, who directed Iron Man and Iron Man 2. It's just seemed like everything, great cast, great producer, great writer, great director. It seems like the formula for a great movie. Why did this movie not work?
It's really confounding to me because it's such a great idea, and almost everybody that I talk to is very interested in Cowboys and Aliens. An alien invasion in the Old West. It's a style clash that no one's seen before, and it sort of piques everybody's interest. So I'm at a loss why it was the failure that it was. But maybe it's one of those movies that will get its just desserts, get its proper due on DVD and Blu-ray.
Well, you know, sometimes that's the problem is it has interest, it piques your interest, but it doesn't actually interest you enough to go out and check it out. You know, I mean, I'm a huge Harrison Ford fan of the 90s. You know, unfortunately, the last 10, 15 years, he hasn't really done anything that exciting. And despite the other people who are in there, you know, it looks like a really interesting movie, but it didn't compel me to necessarily feel like I had to go out there opening weekend.
Absolutely.
Another thing about it was that this was the second consecutive attempt that Harrison Ford has taken to combine aliens with with something like the Old West, like he did in Indiana Jones.
And let's hope it's more successful than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yes.
That was a franchise killer, in my estimation.
Mm-hmm. So I guess the combination of Cowboys and Aliens just can't work.
Well, at least this one doesn't have Shia LaBeouf, so it's got that much going for it.
That is a positive. Jim Carrey is back with another family-friendly comedy called Mr. Popper's Penguins. And I don't know how much I can say about it that the title doesn't say already. I think that makes it a great movie title. It's about a man and his penguins.
Well, it stars Jim Carrey, and I'm going to go ahead and formally ask Jim Carrey to come back to drama directing. He was great in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Hasn't really come out with what I think is a good comedy since then. He's quoted by saying that Mr. Popper's Penguins was a movie he only did because he likes working with penguins. So it's a question as to whether he actually read the script. Like Cowboys and Aliens, this movie on paper looks like it would be good. It has the director of Mean Girls and the writer of Hot Tub Time Machine, which I think were both good comedies. It just seems like the type of movie where you put a star like Jim Carrey with a bunch of penguins, and this will be a good movie for the kids to see. But anybody else is going to be in pain trying to watch this one, I think.
Finally this week, a movie called The Debt, which was a critically acclaimed thriller starring Helen Mirren and Tom Wilkinson about retired Mossad agents drawn back into a case that supposedly was closed 30 years ago. It's a time-trippy story told half in flashback and half current day, in which the agents are dispatched to kill a former Nazi.
This movie also stars Sam Worthington, who was starting to get famous. He was in the Avatar movie, and he played he also in Terminator Salvation, so he's an upcoming action star from Australia.
Clash of the Titans and the upcoming Wrath of the Titans.
Correct. So this might be an interesting one to see. It's actually the best reviewed movie that is coming to DVD this week. Especially if you're into spy thrillers. Switching over to what's coming out in the theaters this week, the same writer of the movie The Debt wrote a movie that's coming out starring Gary Oldman and Colin Firth called Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. It's based off of a famous novel, and it was also...
Our older listeners will also remember Tinker Tailor from a very acclaimed and popular PBS and BBC miniseries from about 25 or 30 years ago. It was a 6-8 hour miniseries, and it was incredible for the time. Before that, it was a critically acclaimed novel. So let's hope the third time is the charm, and once again they deliver a great spy movie from the George Smiley character.
So also the original starred Alec Guinness, who was Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars franchise. The new one, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, has an incredible amount of Oscar buzz right now. It has a 98% rating on RottenTomatoes.com. This could be the best movie of the year. This could be Gary Oldman's chance at getting an Oscar for the first time. He's such a great actor. Colin Firth is coming from his Best Actor, Best Picture winner for The King's Speech. This is his next film. If you're wondering about whether you would like this movie, which is also a spy thriller, make sure to check out The Debt coming to DVD, because it's the same screenwriter. If you like The Debt, you may also like Tinker Tailor, and you can check that one out on Friday when it comes to theaters.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Tinker Tailor is going to live up to what it should be. I mean, I'm a huge Gary Oldman fan. It's nice to see him finally have a movie that he's going to be the main star of. And being a big fan of the spy thriller genre, I'm really expecting a lot from this movie. The reviews look great. Previews look great. You have Cold War, thriller type movie. Should be golden, should be great with that cast.
If you're not looking forward to seeing anything spy thriller like this Friday, you could check out the romantic comedy New Year's Eve. You can call this a sequel to the movie Valentine's Day.
I'd call it a spiritual sequel.
Yeah. It was same director, Gary Marshall, who has done a whole number of romantic comedies. He did Runaway Bride. He did The Princess Diaries. He did Pretty Woman. And Valentine's Day was basically an ensemble picture, a romantic comedy with Ashton Kutcher, Jessica Biel, who are also going to be in the new one, which also has Alec Baldwin and Sarah Jessica Parker and a whole number of celebrities, all trying to find romance on New Year's Day.
Well, any movie with Ashton Kutcher and Zac Efron, I'll just stop the sentence there. Another comedy coming out this week is called The Sitter, starring the freshly thin Jonah Hill, playing a somewhat debauched young man forced into babysitting some kids and taking them on a wild adventure. Think of it like an R-rated version of Adventures in Babysitting.
Well, Jonah Hill, he seems to always be the guy who has that crazy night out. You may remember him from Superbad. He was the fat teenager who had one crazy night out. He was also in a movie called Get Him to the Greek with Russell Brand, another movie where he just had one crazy night out. And now he's skinny and he's got little kids he has to take care of, and he's got one crazy night out with those kids. It's directed by David Gordon Green, who also did Pineapple Express and Your Highness. So if you're a fan of him, maybe you'll like this one as well.
Yeah, it looks like this might be a funny one. I think this film, he still has a little bit of weight. I think he's still in the transition, losing weight, so hopefully he hasn't lost that funny fat guy vibe. Hopefully he's still got that going for him. And given the cast and the writing, should be worth a few laughs. It's always funny to see some kids cuss, as wrong as it may be.
Yeah.
Finally this week is a movie coming out called Young Adult. Young Adult repairs the writer-director team behind the movie Juno, which skyrocketed a lot of different people to fame. The director is Jason Reitman. The writer is Diablo Cody. The star of this one is Charlize Theron, playing a drunken and successful young adult author who goes back to her hometown to try and find romance with her old sweetheart, who is now married with children. The movie co-stars Patton Oswalt and Patrick Wilson. It's getting a lot of good reviews. The cast is great, and I'm kind of excited about seeing Reitman and Cody together again to see if they can rekindle that same magic that they had with Juno.
This is definitely the movie I'm looking forward to the most this week. Jason Reitman was nominated for Best Director, and his last two movies were nominated for Best Picture, Juno and Up in the Air, starring George Clooney. Now, Diablo Cody hasn't been doing too well since she wrote Juno. She did the flop with Megan Fox, Jennifer's Body, but she seemed to do well with her TV show, The United States of Terra, which was critically acclaimed, and the actress got a Best Actress Golden Globe for her role in that one.
That show is available at Go Video.
Yes, it is. Yes, season 1. So I'm really excited about this one because I'm a fan of the comedian Patton Oswalt, who co-stars in this one. He's a good stand-up comedian. You've seen him in a lot of comedies throughout the years. This may be Jason Reitman's shot finally to get his Oscar. His last two movies were nominated for Best Picture. This might be the Best Picture winner of the year. We'll see.
Hopefully it's going to live up to the expectations. I've been a fan of Reitman ever since Thank You for Smoking with Aaron Eckhart. I thought that was a brilliant movie. Personally, my favorite of his, but the other two movies that you mentioned are very fine movies as well.
Well, as you can tell, it is a huge week for movies in general. When we come back, we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about TV shows, specifically the best TV shows of 2011.
The new movie's out, I gotta see it. Where can I go when my pockets are tight? I don't wanna wait till it's delivered to my door, 'cause I know a place where I can get it tonight. Go, 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 video. You can get a movie for $1 a day, and only $2.50 for the new Blu-ray. Go, 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 video. And no memberships and no late fees, so you can watch your movie with incredible ease. Go, 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 video. Great selection and no more waiting. The only place to go in your current location.
Home to over 1,000 movies to choose from, Go Video is located in the Chevron on Bill Hopper and 43rd across from Publix on Hunter's Crossing. You can also visit our website at govideogainesville.com.